For years, I had Lava Lord, and I spent millions upon millions on him to make him the best level 60 PvP possible. But since the tavern was introduced, I noticed a few new level 60 warriors roaming around. And you know what? Some of them actually beat me. And you may be wondering, how is that possible? Well, let's look at Lava Lord real quick. These stats don't say much, so I'll jump to a picture I took of my buffed stats. Now look at this. 4,400 health, 1,200 damage, and almost 800 armor. How could you beat that? Because that's just insane stats. Well, let's flip over to gear now, because it's obviously not that. For gear, there's not really anything we can improve on. I think this is the best set of armor to have. Quartz is rare and good. I think the shield is a good swap for the extra vit. The strength buff axe is good. Ammy's nice. Even got the rare energy bracelet. Practically did everything possible. 15% health kite instruments. So it's not gear. But let's look at our skills real quick. Ignore these 2 unspent points. So we leveled up Stance, Shield Wall, and Shatter. Nothing else has any points in it. And most people were like, that's a horrible setup. Well, it really depends on what you're trying to do. The generic setup for a warrior is Shatter, Double Attack, Rupture, and maybe the rest in Stance. But I don't have any points in Double Attack or Rupture. They're both level 1. Now let's take a look at Double Attack here. A close range strike that deals double damage and cannot miss or be evaded. Opponents above level 15 will only take normal damage. Makes sense, right? Well, no matter what, it will never miss, but if you're out of the range, it'll only do 1 times the damage. Now each level increases the max level it can hit up to by 5. And that's pretty straightforward, and you don't need that many points to hit a level 60 or say a level 80. Because, you know, you can lose XP to anyone within 20 levels or lower. But I for a fact know that almost nobody around my level is going to give me problems. Or at least I thought that. So most of the people I fight are level 120 or even 150. But how many points would that take to accomplish? Well, if we have 15 here, alright, 100 will be 20 points. And we need 35 more, that's 7. So we need 27 more. We need a level 28 double attack, I think. And how will we get that? Well, we could max out double attack to 20, and we could use 2 rings. But isn't that a pretty big investment for 1 skill? I mean, yeah, we could take some rings off, but then we'd be sacrificing in other places. And I mean, double attack's a great skill, don't get me wrong, but that's a lot of points to be spending on a high level, isn't it? And if we're fighting somebody that's a lower level, then it's just a complete waste, because we could have had it at a way lower level, use less energy, and have more skill points for other things. There's other skills that are like this too, like Shield Bash. I would love to use Shield Bash, but it falls under the same thing. So since most of the people I fight are way over my level, and this would be way too much of a sacrifice, I don't use it beyond level 1. Because at least level 1 carries over auto damage, which is what I like with my Obsidian. Now we got that out of the way. Why don't I use Rupture? I mean, Rupture does a ton of damage, and the DOT is, well, unresistible damage. And especially with long fights like, say, fighting another level 60 warrior, you'd want that because you're both armored and you're both just hacking away slowly at each other's health. That would help a ton. But if I was fighting a higher level, they would probably just plow right through my health and those DOTs wouldn't really have time to tick in. Also, the fact that Rupture's slower than most other skills, especially Skewer. So that's why I really don't use it that much. Stance, Shatter, and Shield Wall are good for, well, basically any level, and Shield Wall, well, maybe I should put on my ring to boost it up a little bit to show you. Blocks 1600 damage. And if I was fighting someone around my level, there's no way they're doing 1600 damage in 5 seconds or less. That's just borderline impossible. You'd have to be like a full focus ice mage, and even then, maybe not. Some melee class would never pull that off. But something like a 150 rogue could break that. So that's why I have it. So, from all that I just explained, you can tell that my build is for fighting high levels, because it does not use any leveled skills, and my skills are mainly based on survival and damage output. As well rounded as I could be in that, at least. But if I wanted to fight somebody that was, say, level 60 and win, well, I wouldn't even need to put that many points on the double attack to get to level 60. Let's see, 5 would be 1 more point, so we need 40 more, so I'd only need to put 9 points in the double attack, right? Nine points in the shield bash, and I could still max out Rupture and Shatter, and I would have some points left over that I could throw in Stance maybe. And since people my level don't do that much damage since I have a lot of armor, I wouldn't need a maxed out shield wall. I could just use rings and get up to a little bit over 10, I think, level wise. Block enough damage. And if I use some combo like shield wall, shield bash, shield wall, I'd be practically invulnerable for 15 seconds out of 20, which is pretty OP. Point being, it's not just a PvP build. Most people say, look, you could be a leveling build, you could be a bossing build, you could be a PvP build. And old me would agree, but new me realizes there's much more to it than that. PvP builds aren't just about gear, they aren't just about experience, but even your skill setup can mean a ton. And working with or against leveled skills means a huge difference. Because some level skills are really overpowered, but the sacrifice to get them to work for higher levels is just too much. And I, for one, will not alt to fight level 60s. Look, I mean, I know at my current state, I'm completely relying on gear to win those battles, but I have fun fighting high levels. I'm not gonna lie, I love fighting high levels. I don't care if somebody my level beats me. If I really wanted to, I could alt and destroy him with the setup I just explained, but I don't really see the point in doing that. You know, you PvP for fun. You want to build for whatever your goal is of taking down. And it's not just limited to warriors, but a warrior's probably the most involved class with this, because you got shield bash and double attack. And those skills right there are pretty nice. And I guess Rupture kinda too, even though it's not a leveled skill. Rogue's got Play Dead and double attack. Ranger's got double shot and long shot. Long shot's a good skill regardless, but getting that extra pin is pretty nice bonus. You also got Ballast, which is a staple in Ranger PvP. You absolutely need it if you want to win. So I guess you have to rely on leveled skills for Rangers because, well, they're so disadvantaged. Druids, they got Roots, and Mages got Freeze. So, depending on your goals if you're in some kind of like PvP league fighting 10s or 60s. You may want to alt accordingly. But I guess that's another note I should throw in. At level 10, you don't really need to worry about this. Because, well, your skills start at 15. You don't need to put any points into it, you're lucky. But that's basically the only exception to this rule. But play around with the numbers if you love PvP. Cause, well, winning's always nice, ain't it? Alright, come on, try me. Okay, there ain't really much you can do. Alright, fun time's over. And see y'all later.